Weekends with Whitney. I'm your host, Whitney Reynolds. We are here at Lincoln Hall today, and love is in full bloom. We've been doing so much here on the set. We've been connecting people, finding out how to find romance, and now we are going to find out how to keep it all together. Please welcome out Steve Lake. Steve, how are you? Now, I'm sure a lot of you might recognize him. He's been on many shows, Jenny Jones, a lot of Chicago shows, as a celebrity attorney.
We've had quite a bit of publicity on some of my cases, but it's all divorce related, so that's not the topic.
Ooh, no, that's a bad word on a love show.
Yeah, it's like...
No, I'm actually just giving you a hard time because that's the reason you're actually here. Because you have worked with a lot of divorces. You've seen almost everything out there. And you're going to give us tips on how to keep it together. Yeah. He's going to take what he's learned and actually give us some wisdom here.
Yeah, your first guest talked about investigation, and I think that's a great thing when you're dating, and it may be a great thing when you're going through a divorce. But when you get married, the investigation should be over. And I tell people, don't be a snoop. It's so easy if you leave a cell phone on the table and your spouse goes to the bathroom, start looking up who they texted or the recent calls, or trying to get on their computers and check their emails, because as my mother used to say, if you dig, you're going to find dirt. So why look for trouble?
Right. Now, would you say early on in a relationship, dig around?
Well, yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
I'm like a little investigator.
Yeah, well, and certainly, when we do get into it, if you have a reason not to trust your spouse, then, obviously it's appropriate. But I just think in terms of wanting to keep a nice, healthy relationship, don't trust is so hard to build that you don't want to feel like your spouse is always spying on you.
Right, absolutely. You don't want to feel like a spy.
No.
What are some other tips you'd recommend?
You have to laugh together. I think people want to be with people who they can have fun with. And often it's not your spouse. So I think that's why sometimes people will want to go out with the girls or go out with the guys, because those are the people they're having fun with. Have fun with your spouse. Find something to do that you both enjoy at least once a week, and make sure you do that, because that really, I think that helps the longevity of the relationship.
I love that idea. It's so funny because in life, people that make me laugh, I want to keep them around.
Exactly. You want to be with people that make you laugh, and you don't want to be too critical. The worst thing, I think, when you're married, you have a tendency to say everything. I say hold the thought once in a while. You don't have to say, you look great, except you got dandruff, or everything's wonderful, but you smell bad. I mean,
Wow.
Try to be someone who your spouse wants to be around.
Absolutely.
And obviously, if there's something really important to discuss, find the right time to discuss it. But don't be a nag. Don't be constantly criticizing everything they do.
Yeah, I love that. Great advice. You actually have a website where people can see a lot of your different things. Tell us about it.
Well, my website is, you can look me, my law firm is Lake.mov. So you can look me up, Steve Lake, and Google me. You'll find me. But I do a blog on Huffington Post.
Yeah.
And we like to talk about celebrity divorces and give tips on how to avoid some of the situations that we see with some of the people that are in the news.
Right. Ways to avoid it. And that's why he's here today. Great advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, coming up next, he told us how to keep it together. But one thing he didn't mention is keeping the spice alive. We are going to get spicy here on Weekends with Whitney. We'll be right back.
Today's Weekends with Whitney show is brought to you by Objet.mov. The signature piece of Objet.mov is the rock candy bracelet. It comes in more than 12 colors and adds a pop of sparkle to your wrist. A favorite of Gail King and Stacey London. Today's Weekends with Whitney show was taped at Lincoln Hall, located at 2424 North Lincoln Avenue, the perfect location for any upcoming event.